In this segment of It's Scary to Remarry, I want to discuss why men remarry quicker than women. What's up, Brave Hearts community? This is Shon Hyneman here with another segment of It's Scary to Remarry, wanting you to love fearlessly. And today's topic is very interesting because I asked this question on Facebook the other day and everyone just went crazy in the comment section. And the question was, who remarries quicker, men or women? And of course, all the women say men, but I found this interesting because even for me in my personal life, I found myself remarrying quicker than my ex-wife. And I'm going to talk about why men remarry quicker than women through research and even just from hearing people comments on social media. But for me, one reason I decided to remarry, and I'm going to talk about this more in depth, is because I took the necessary time to work on myself. And I talked about this in a previous video about remarriage and how higher the divorce rate is the second time around because people don't take the time to do the work on themselves. They always blame their ex, right? It's always their fault. It's always somebody else's issue opposed to you working on yourself. And for me, I had to work on my immaturity. I was married at 24. I had to work on my insecurities. I had to work on my childhood traumas, things that just wasn't addressed in my first marriage. And, after 14 years, I ended up going through a divorce and end up remarrying. After going through a divorce, I ended up remarrying 6 months later. And people ask, why would you marry someone so fast? It's because I did the work on myself and I knew what I wanted. I had the chance to reinvent myself. And when you find a woman who I'm married to now, when you find a woman of that caliber, you just cannot pass her up because she's everything that I've looked for in a potential wife. So let's jump into this. According to one study, most women, why they don't remarry quicker than men is because they don't feel it's beneficial to them. They feel bogged down with more responsibilities, more housework if they remarried. So they got to clean up behind the kids. They got to clean up behind their husband. They just don't find remarriage being beneficial. They thinking, I'm done with all this marriage stuff, right? I just want to live my best life. So in women, they also have a community. They have girlfriends. They have their mom. They have, the book clubs and the virtual book clubs and all these things to help them go through the process. As far as with men, we really don't have that. I went through the process of divorce and really just trying to navigate this thing on my own without having help from other men. Because a lot of times guys just tell you, just go have a whole phase and go sleep with all the women you want to because, you didn't get to do it while you were married. You've been married for so long. Go sleep with a whole bunch of women. But that's not always the answer for men. Like, I wanted to take a different route in my approach because I knew that there was still love in me. I still knew I had love to give. I just needed to work on myself. So let's talk about me and my personal life and the reason I decided to remarry. I felt like I worked on myself and became a new person. I was no longer the person I used to be. And then after separating and going through a divorce, I felt like I had a new chance to work on me and my own process and the things that I can heal from and not being distracted by, a relationship or marriage. I had this time to deal with me and my personal issues. And then only going through my divorce is when I really realized my faults and the things that I done wrong in the process. And again, like I said, I was selfish. I was insecure. I didn't deal with my childhood traumas. And I believe when you talking to someone and you're moving on with your life, like, don't spend a bunch of time talking about all the things that your ex has done wrong. I don't think that's giving too much power to that old relationship. I think you should just work on you becoming the best version of yourself because people will spend time saying, she did this wrong, she did that wrong. So that's a red flag. That's something that you probably want to watch for those tips, those who decide to get married. I'm just giving tips for singles. So be careful of that. And one of the reasons my wife said she did marry me and she really fell in love with me was because I didn't spend a lot of time talking about all the faults that my ex-wife had. I talked about my faults and my issues. And that way, I believe that the healing process works even faster when you're willing to work on you. It can be scary. Don't get me wrong. I've went to therapy, still in therapy, and just going through the process of me healing so I can be the best version for my new family that I have now. Now, according to Pew Research Center in 2013, 64% of men remarry compared to 52% of women. And marriage, really, at the end of the day, it just benefits men more than women. Statistically, married men are more healthier and better off financially than unmarried men. The average age a person goes through divorce, age 30. And people are getting married older in life. I think women are 26, 27, men are 28, 29 when they marry. So people are getting married older. So if you're the average person and you're going through a divorce at 30, you only really have like a 2-year marital, 2 years of marriage before you decide to go through divorce, which really doesn't give you a lot of time. So I hope this video was able to help someone. I guess this was kind of more of a personal thing for me, but if this can help someone who've been through a divorce and they plan on remarrying, maybe you can watch this video and share it with a friend. If you've been through a divorce, leave a comment below. I would like to hear how your healing process worked, and do you plan on remarrying? Also, you can find, if you don't have the time to watch the YouTube video, you can also find me on Spotify for audio version, and Apple Podcasts as well. You can find me online for just the audio version of this as well. So you can listen while you're driving in your car instead of having to watch the video. So thanks again for watching this video. I am Shon Hyneman at It's Scary to Remarry, wanting you to love fearlessly. Take care, people.